Hey everyone, it's me, your girl Queen Poetry. I know it has been a long time since I've brought you guys a poetry video. So I decided, why not? I wrote this poem. It is very heartfelt. It means a lot to me. It's actually very much self-explanatory once you hear it. So I'm not going to say much. I'm just going to really get into it. It's called I Had to Get This Pain Out. It's a 3-part series, and I'm going to bring you the rest of them over the course of the next couple of days, weeks, etc., etc. But it's called I Had to Get This Pain Out, and this is part 1. I wake up every morning, play with my troubles of yesterday. I try hard to heal, to ignore it all, but I can't seem to get away. See, it's like my demons keep me chained up, like I'm doing life with no probation. Draining every ounce of happiness from me every time I encounter elation. I just want to be free from it all. You know, live my life to the best of my ability. But my demons don't agree with my resignation of docility. See, I cried many nights, cried out for help many times, only to be shut out and told I'm attention fishing. Here's what I say to that. What the fuck is so wrong with looking for attention when you're not even getting the attention to begin with? They say you have to learn to be by yourself, but I learned that long ago. Because although I come from a big family and the midst of many, I remained alone. Off in a corner, head in a book, reading stories, writing poetry, doing what I do best. Trying to interact with my family was like putting an NYPD officer on house arrest. Complicated, possibly dangerous. No one could control their tempers, their actions, sometimes heinous. We were all dysfunctional. Like, if you look up dysfunctional in a dictionary, you see a picture of my entire family, granny and all. And far in the back, there's little old me, looking at everyone all appalled. It was like they took pride in being messy, instead of uplifting and supporting each other. I'm not saying it was all bad, but it was toxic. And that toxicity was deeply embedded in my mother. I went my whole life craving a sane, loving connection, only to get shunned and beat down. Physically and mentally, I was subjected to rejection. It seemed like there was always a disconnection. Little did she know, I didn't even care for her imperfections. I just wanted my mom to be a true mother to me. And I understand you had plenty of struggles, but it didn't give you the right to be an absentee. Now that I'm a mother myself, I finally get how hard it must have been. To have different children with different men, and all but one chooses to help, and even then, it was hard to make ends meet. I guess that's why you always ran to the streets. All the many men you would meet and bring right back to your sheets. Let's not forget all the times we got beat. Anytime that you were pissed or battling defeat, like it was our fault, even if it didn't involve us at all. You treated us like Cinderella while you were off having a ball. See, my issue isn't with your struggles I've discussed, pardon me. My issue is that of all the choices you had, you chose to bring us into this world to neglect and resent us. And then there's my cousin David, who was living proof of us being neglected. Because where the fuck was everyone when every girl in the family was getting molested? That nigga violated me in ways I never want to reimagine. I spent my entire life trying to forget it even happened. Saddest part is, he isn't even the only one who chose to violate my personal space Because I can count on both hands and both feet how many times I was molested and raped by family, friends, and sadly even strangers. I can honestly say that I put myself in some of these dangers. Being a fast little girl, following in the footsteps of the women I was surrounded by. And to an extent, they didn't know any better. Because it's a toxic cycle that runs deep, just to clarify. But at what point in your mind do you not stop and say, okay, it's time. Time to break the cycle. I know I had that moment of clarity. Against this toxicity, I chose my survival. I had to sit all the women in my head down, I'm a little crazy, and told them, ladies, we need to talk, and it's vital. It's time to put an end to this nonsense behavior. All this darkness in your spirit, it's not like you. You were meant to do great things, be great, not to be stressed, depressed, abused, and suicidal. It's time we face our pain, face our past, face ourselves. We can no longer be in denial. I know we're feeling dead inside, but it's time for a spiritual revival. Keep that toxic shit away from us before this feeling of death is final. And I got up out of my seat and planted my feet because I knew the growth I was about to endure would definitely be discreet and at times would make me weak. And because I chose to break the cycle, at times I'll come face to face with defeat. But I can't give up because I already saw what that toxic shit did to me. And to my family listening, this has nothing to do with you and everything to do with me. I'm just telling my truth, and the truth shall set me free. So if you choose to be upset, that's a personal problem. That shit is played out. Because in order to heal, I had to get this pain out. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you.
I'm crying 'cause